it's been about 9 months since the defeat of Zsothorum T'thara, and we see Bertie and Anya by an artificial rock pool behind Bertie's mansion. There are the occasional runes along the edge of the pool, which, if you were to press them or speak the command word, would start up some spa-like bubbles. And there's even one at one end of the pool that, if you were to speak the command word, it would turn on the heating. There's a little bar by the end that unless aided by magic, you probably would need to get out of the pool to access drinks. But I believe Bertie would have. Yeah, Bertie has mage hand, so that's of no concern to him.
He does. Yep.
Also has mage hand now.
But Bertie and Anya are not in the pool. They are by it, on opposite sides of a brass brazier, which is currently lit, and the smell of charcoal, incense, and herbs is emanating around.
Yeah, smells great. But he has a couple of bottles that have already been drunk, kind of like crowded around him, and he's sort of like trying to focus on it a little bit. But yeah, they will be sitting pretty closely.
Anya, she looks. Her gaze, for lack of a better term, is focused on the fire, and she can feel the warmth of it. And she says to Bertie, "I don't think that there's very long to go now. How are you feeling?"
Yeah, no, it's I think I can feel it taking shape. It's again the first time I've done this before, but it's I think it'll work. It'll be interesting. Does it feel right to you?
It feels it feels very different from when I did it, but I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. How are you? I don't know. We've been having a little chat, little drink, and all that. But how are you doing with this too? Actually,
I was a little worried because I think this is the first time I've been around like a longer spell since it happened, but I'm actually doing okay.
Good.
It feels. I was a little worried that it would feel similar to when I did.
Yeah.
And I would have had to have left, but it's different. It's almost comforting.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad it feels comforting. I was hoping that'd be the case. I will be honest. I kind of haven't been completely well. That's a contradiction. I haven't been completely honest with why I wanted to spell. I know that I wanted to test it out, and I think as you said, I think it's going well. And he kind of like squints again at his like spell book, which is open as well, which is kind of like handwritten some notes in because it's a ritual spell that he's casting. And his spell book looks more normal now, actually, I believe, as well. It's not veiny or anything, which has sort of gone over time. And then he kind of like looks back at Anya, and then kind of while he's still casting the spell, he kind of just like reaches out and just like taps her like on the wrist, and he's like, I wanted to talk about this for a while, but I didn't know how to bring it up. And well, I thought this might be the best kind of way, especially if you're feeling calm about this. Again, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I was wondering, we haven't talked as much about this, but I know well, how are you going in the after, without Hafren and without Asmodeus? I know they weren't good for you and it was a bad thing, but I also know what it's like to rely on things you shouldn't. And I just wanted to check in, I guess. Or we could drink some more if you like.
Anya, she's quiet for a moment, and then she nods a little bit, and she's like, "It's getting easier over time, I guess. I feel the cold a lot more now, which I didn't realize was something that was part of him. It sounds silly, but I do miss Hafren sometimes. I know he wasn't held very fondly in the opinion of a lot of our party, but his intention was never for me, but he understood. He was also in a very unique position of being to the beg and swain of Asmodeus. And while he reveled in that and chose that in one way or another, I do miss that.
Yeah. And Bertie he kind of like withdrew his hand a little bit when she was talking about feeling colder again, but then he kind of like, because Bertie's also still winter, but then he extends that hand again and just like touches her hand, just loosely. And
Anya,
yeah.
Yeah, when Bertie does that, she sort of takes that hand with she cradles his hand underneath one of her hands and uses the other hand and just sort of traces his palm a little bit. And she's like, it's not a bad feeling.
Oh, no.
It makes me feel like it's overwhelming, don't get me wrong, but it's helping me feel normal again.
Yeah, it's good. And look, I'll be honest, Hafren was very annoying to me personally, probably because both of us really like money. And shiny things and all of that. But like, I can also understand even when you don't want to, if you kind of can understand when someone's going through, even if it's a different situation, like with Hafren, as you said. He seemed to enjoy being under Asmodeus. I can understand, especially if you were traveling with him before us. It's kind of like losing a friend, in a way. Is that how it feels for you?
Yeah, in a sense. Like, we were with each other. No, don't like to. No.
That's okay.
Yuck.
I get you.
Worked together for about 10 years. The time. That's another thing, I guess, is I'm getting a lot better with time now.
Yeah.
It was hard with Asmodeus and with Bryn being gone. Time felt different, as it does for our kind, but
Yeah, no.
I'm growing more aware of it now. I thought it was longer, but it had been 10 years.
I think you've been with her for a long time, and then you at least had Hafren. I think it makes sense. If you find, well, we don't need to go into her much, but if you find someone you like spending time with and you want to spend as much time with them, that's good. But I'm glad that you're finding time for yourself now as well.
I like being able to choose who I
Yeah.
spend my time with. That's different for me. It's good to have that luxury.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, you don't have Asmodeus anymore. I don't got who anymore. It's nice having a choice, I guess, or feeling like you got some more of it anyway. So I'm glad we could both get there eventually.
I know I can see you doing better, but it was a big loss for you too. I know I don't think the others necessarily understand, because it's a good thing, but it's also having something that was such a big part of you for so long ripped out. How are you?
Anya probably feels like his hand kind of tense a little bit, but he sort of like folds inwards a bit more, like his ears like back a bit. He's talking about that. He's still casting the ritual spell, of course, with his other hand. But he kind of like moves it slow a bit more, and then he kind of like seems to shrug, which you would feel through his hand. And he's like, yeah, it is difficult. Because it's something, yeah, you get it. It's something you're happy about. It was definitely not good before, but it was a big change. And for me, I lost 2 sources of power in like a week. That was crazy. It needed to happen for a long time, I guess. Like a lot of stuff, but I guess taking that plunge is never going to feel good. Even if it was really bad, so it's good. Most of the time it feels good, and learning how I can use magic better now is good. Just like I hope it is for you too. But it is hard. And it's still kind of crazy to think about it. I mean, I had my mark since basically when I came of age proper, after I left home and I was kind of traveling around a bit. I'd had it since then, and it kept me safe a lot of the time. Like, I guess with you, for a while your magic was good, it helped you, and you had a friend, kind of, in Hafren. And it was the first time I kind of felt power, I guess, in my entire life. I had choices, but in the end it wasn't really a choice, was it? So, I mean, I guess, yeah, we both got tricked that way. So it's nice to kind of try and find power in a different way this way, I guess. So
it feels silly to mourn it. But sometimes there are some days where it feels, and not just because Hafren is gone, but where it makes me really sad not to have that anymore. And I would never take it back, ever. But, you know, it's so... Learning who I am when I am this old is fucking scary.
I can feel that.
And it was easier before. But I guess for me it was 10 years. And as much as it was trickery, it was me being taken advantage of in my most vulnerable of moments. It was still a choice for me, and it wasn't for you. And Bertie, I'm very sorry, because that would be hard, and then having that taken from you would be even harder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were both bad situations, I guess. Even though we had to stop Zsothorum T'thara, it wasn't really a choice getting rid of it either, so... It did suck. I mean, again, yeah, you know, I'm glad you get it. Because it's hard to explain to the others when they ask. And Ross has at least, so, you know, but...
It's different going through it and understanding the good and the bad than... And I understand, but for them seeing it from the outside, it's all bad. It's all an imbalance of power. It's all demons and devils and terror and pain, but it wasn't always.
No.
Sometimes it was good, nice even, and that's almost worse.
Yeah. You're right. It's true. I'm glad you get it. And I guess I wish you didn't, because it's bad for you. But I'm glad we're kind of in the same boat in a way. How is... I know you've been working a lot on your magic. How's that all kind of feeling for you now without all of that? Because I know it's been hard for me. I've been working on it for a little bit longer. Not much, I guess. That was a crazy week.
I was never a spellcaster, even with
True.
Asmodeus's boons, I guess. It always felt like his power flowing through me, not my own.
Yeah.
The nausea is getting better.
Good. Good.
It's never painful, but you know when have you ever been into like an incense shop and they'd been testing all of them at once, and the smell overwhelms you and gives you a headache?
Yeah. I gotta say, I went to a shop once and I used every single sample from the store. I probably smelled like that for about a week. So yeah, but yeah, no, I can feel that. Yeah. Too much at once.
Yeah, it can be too much at once. and I'm getting there with my own, but it's still hard when there's multiple magic casters around me using the same at once.
Yeah. You said it feels like something for you.
I can feel, and I didn't realize at first that this wasn't, that not all magic casters felt like this, but I can feel magic a lot stronger than other people. And I think maybe it's partly compensating for some of the lack of other senses. Maybe it's just that I've always been someone who can focus and find things. But it's been overwhelming, and I'm getting better with it.
I'm glad. Well, I mean, I've been casting this spell for a while, so it's good, I think, as long as it gets to it's comfortable for you. It's good.
I think it's helped being around you, actually, because so much of this isn't a bad thing. So much of what you do is constantly touched by magic, be it intentional or not.
That's probably a fairy thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, it flows through you in such a different way from the others, but it's made it easier, at least getting used to yours.
Yeah, no.
I do still have to practice my magic away from the house, but that's fine.
It's fair. I think, yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, and if you're worried about some stuff, it's fine. So it's cool. You know, I think you're getting more comfortable with it is good. And your being here has been nice, you know, while you're hanging around, you know, it's
Yeah,
been
yeah, of
nice.
course.
Yeah.
While
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, well, actually, how's Rook doing? I haven't asked in a little while.
How's Caius doing? I haven't asked in a little while.
Now that's mean. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. That wasn't.
You're like, let's go over a hand. And he just takes his stuff. He takes another swig of the bottle that's near him.
It's been good spending time with her.
Good.
We're still not. I'm not quite ready yet, especially with the sorcery. But she's.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you understand. Not with her, of course, but.
Yeah. No. I get it. And it's difficult thinking about how you feel about her and stuff, I can imagine. So everything else that's going on in life makes it hard.
I mean, like, it's easier because we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And
no, it's actually a really quick point of order. Sorry. Is Anya wearing the bracelet?
Yeah, she would be.
Cool. So he does like tap the bracelet on the wrist as she continues.
It's good being on the same page and knowing that we have time and there's not pressure or like she has a lot dealing with, so I just want to be there for her,
Yeah, no, I can get that. It's nice just being there for someone and trying to support them. The rest can come after. But it's good that you two know you're on the same page and all of that as well. And I think it's kind of good in a way that you've got a bit of time to yourself as well. And you're still really good friends until you can start thinking about the rest.
Sometimes just having that time and that friendship,
Yeah.
it's enough for the time being. And Bertie can probably tell, having lived with her for a little while,
Yes.
there's intent behind those words. He's kind of a little bit pointed with that. But
Fair.
she's also like, it's been nice having Caius around.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, to be honest. I didn't know how to go to begin with, so...
We have things in common, things that we care about. So,
well, you're both pretty good fighters, so it's true. But no,
we were talking about that. That's, yes, the fighting, that's definitely a way that we bond and not anything else.
Ooh, well, okay. Well, yes. I hear you, sister. No, I'm glad. I was worried for a bit. But no, I'm good. It's good. It's
you bloom a lot more when he's around. And it's nice to see.
Yeah, no, he makes me very happy.
I know.
I don't know when. Maybe I'll tell him how much at some point, but I can't yet. You know why.
I know. We are both in the unfortunate position of feeling the way we do around people who live a lot shorter a time than us. But Bertie, there's no rush. When you're okay, that will do. Be that a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 20 years. Do it when you're ready, okay?
True. No, you're right. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But no, it's true. It's nice being there for people, and I am happier now. Just in general, around everyone, it's good. Stuff's still not great. I mean, obviously, there's lots of things going on, but overall, it's nice. I like being around people.
Anya, she, with the hand that she did have over Bertie's, she reaches across and she moves some of the bottles further away, the empty ones.
Yes.
There are still things we both have to work on, and that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah.
That feels okay rather than terrifying.
Yes, absolutely. But no, it's been good. It's been good talking. It's been good spending time with you as well. I've really enjoyed that. While you're hanging around anyway, till you find something else to do.
Thank you for having me here.
It's my pleasure. And besides, like who else gonna have to drink with all the time and check out how my spells are going. It's been good. Hopefully this one's gonna turn out well. Wouldn't it be crazy if I accidentally summoned Hafren back again? Boy, what would you say to him if it was? No, sorry.
I know for a fact that he will be very upset with me. And also, there's deeper ramifications there. Please don't ever take a pact with Asmodeus. It won't go as well as any of you will ever think. Ever. Don't. Just don't.
Well, if it means anything, I wouldn't, because he hurt a very dear friend of mine, and I'm not in the habit of siding with people who've done that to people I care about. Hypothetically speaking, of course. So
Anya has this small sort of smile, and she's like, oh. That's a weird... It feels very unusual feeling something come to life under magic. That's a new... I think your spell's nearly...
Oh.
cooked.
He draws his hand back, and you kind of feel he's trying to focus on the spell, I guess. Okay, oh boy, it's happening. Oh wow, it's kind of like magically giving birth, I guess. It's kind of weird. Is that what? Oh no! Well, oh god. Okay.
Sorry, that's me laughing. That's not Anya's reaction.
Sorry, the Bertie in my brain.
I adore Bertie so much. Anya, her hands are sort of like she's got her palms sort of open as if she's gently trying to feel the magic around her. And she's like, oh. It's...
Oh.
I think it's worked.
And so, Davi, how does a familiar appear? Does it just pop into existence?
So the way I envision it is essentially the smoke from rising from the brazier, kind of solidifying into the form of the familiar, like slowly starting to form the shape, and then gaining that actual physical solidity to it.
Cool. So I guess the smoke kind of coalesces into quite a small shape. And it's basically before it pops into existence, Bertie's familiar looks like it's a sea dragon technically, but a little seahorse. It's has very leafy sort of little fins, and it's pink and the little leafy fins and spines, I guess, are all purple. It's very small. I'm pretty sure if you Google pink sea dragon, you will see it. Or I'll have posted art by the time this is released. But Perry's like, oh, okay. And I get point of order. Does it? Because does it need to be in water? Will it start just flopping around? It's a seahorse.
Let me just see.
I think it takes on the traits of the creature, which is concerning.
Yeah.
There is a reason we're doing this by the rock pool.
Yeah. Isn't that fortunate?
Yes.
Just to try to gauge the level of speed at which Bertie's going to eat it into the pool, and they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know too much about sea dragons, but I would imagine it would probably need to...
they need water, yeah.
Get into the water pretty quickly.
Cool. So Anya will just hear Bertie go, oh, okay, okay, hang on, there's a lot of movement and then a very small splash. Okay, so, I don't know how to describe this.
Anya, she says to Bertie, she's like, may I? And
Yeah.
she reaches her hand out.
So, Bertie will kind of take her hand and yes, we're scooting over a little bit more to the water. Hang on. And and then guide her to, I guess, like touch a seahorse, which is just vibing there, like gently. It looks, I don't know how strong my magic was here.
She kind of reaches her hand into the water, and very gently, at first, like keeps a wider sort of radius, just feeling the magic around the seahorse. And then I guess, is the seahorse like, would it, I suppose it's like Hafren, so it'd be a being in and of itself and reactory.
Yeah.
Would it go towards her hand at all, or?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll specify too. It's a fae, like spirit as well, because it's Bertie.
Yeah.
She very gently sort of strokes it, I guess, or like has a very sort of gentle touch towards it, and she's like, "Huh, it's a very weird feeling."
Yeah, it looks very weird. I haven't seen a fish like that before, but it looks kind of like, I think I saw like a seahorse or something, like in a bottle, like in a tank, like when I was traveling through at one point. I haven't really seen anything like that washed up on the beach or anything. Cool, weird, but so am I.
I mean, like, I don't know how magic can feel like static and also very soft at the same time.
That's what it feels like to you?
It's like I'm feeling a delicate flower that has been electrocuted. But in a good way?
Probably a lot that could be said about that, I must say. Interesting. That's...
It's nice. It's like... It feels like your magic, but also like its own magic.
Yeah, I can feel some kind of presence. It's interesting. It's also pink, actually. Like, it's kind of like this, like, pink little, like kind of like a worm, but, like, I don't know how well you can feel it. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I just... It's a very weird experience. I'm glad you can kind of feel it. And I'm glad you were here for it, too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you have you can speak to it, yes, or feel its feelings, or is it different?
I'm not sure, actually. But he'll close his eyes and try to focus. I think he can only just, like, sense it?
The exact wording
Hafren.
is... While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn. So yeah, you can communicate with it. Like, its ability to understand and respond is limited, as it would be a creature of relatively low intelligence.
Let
me just bring up the seahorse stat block. That is the closest we have.
Yeah.
So it is an intelligence of 1, so very
sweet, simple
I love
child.
it. This little
so
baby.
very, very basic.
So Bertie kind of like presses his fingers to his temples and closes his eyes, like it just says, it thinks, hello.
I'm in love with them.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hi. I'm Bertie.
Bertie.
I think I can call you now? I think you can live with me now. Maybe. Hello.
Home?
Yes.
Home.
Home. Do you have a name?
Name?
Okay. There was a question that we can work with that. Oh, do you have any pronouns you prefer to be called by?
There's a sense of confusion.
I'll get a druid to try to talk to you. It'll be fine. Cool. Okay, awesome.
Like-
Home.
It is, yeah. It is.
Laurie's introduced the non-binary icon into the
Yes.
podcast, and I'm in love with them.
I
My child.
yeah. I
The concept of gender above seahorses.
It's a face seahorse. It's like, nope.
It is a fey seahorse with the intelligence of an animal. Like it.
Non-binary icon,
That
Johnny.
noise. That's
It
a human
has-
construct, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. It's fair. Brenda looks kind of perplexed. Like, cool. Nice to meet you. Enjoy the
Nice.
pool. I'll try and find better water for you. Kind of like
And it
takes his hands off his temples.
Swims off further into the pool happily.
Okay, I think I can talk to it. Not very well. No pronouns, so that's cool. No name either, which is fine for it. But
I suppose it's
and he kind of like reaches out. and touches
Hafren
it.
was
Yeah.
Hafren existed before, so this is in a sense
Huh.
new.
Man, it really is kind of like magically giving birth. Oh no, that's bad. I'm not a good dad. Weird. Well, actually, let's not think about that metaphor. But instead, let's think of it a different way. Because this would make this weird otherwise. Anya, and he like kind of grabs like the wet hand she was using to like trail in the pool. He's like, Anya, would you like to give it a name?
Oh,
Because you lost Hafren, and well, we've talked about that, but maybe you could give our new friend a name.
are you sure, Bertie? I mean, they're your. And she looks a little bit emotional for a second. She's like, I'd be honored.
Thank you. I would be too if you could do it. If you could pick a name for me.
She kind of puts her hand back down in the water and lets the water sort of flow around her hands for a second, contemplating, and she's like, Marcel.
Marcel. Marcel. Yes. Cool. Is that Navoran? Or just a nice name that you like the sound of?
It's Navoran, but I just think it's nice.
I like it. Marcel. Yes, what a good name. Hey.
Would they like that name? I don't want to. We can choose another.
No, let's find out. Hang on. And he kind of like Danny gets the sense that he's kind of like scooted like right next to her now. Has probably like flopped his feet over into the pool. And then she could kind of feel his hands as he's probably touching his temples again. He's like, "Hi, me again. Do you mind being called Marcel?"
Marcel.
Marcel? Cool? Good? Nice to meet you.
I'm in love with them.
We'll talk more later.
Oh, I'm so emotional.
And he takes his hands off it.
I like
Yes,
to do
Marcel's
so.
fine.
Good. Hi, Marcel. I'm Bertie's friend. I know you might not understand me, but you've got a good friend in Bertie. You will be very happy.
Anya can't see, but Bertie looks very, like, a little bit very emotional at that point. But he instead then kind of playfully punches her on the shoulder to be like, well, there we go. We created a new thing together. Not in a weird way, in just like a cool magic way. So that's awesome.
And Anya at that punch, she's like, I mean, of course, if you can get past the drinking and the pining, I mean, yes, yes.
Well, that would make it very weird then, because I was about to say, let's have a celebratory drink. I'm sure I can make a great cocktail.
No. I agree. A drink is called for.
Yeah, cool, great. Let's do that.
And Anya,
Thanks,
she
Anya.
very tentatively sort of flickers a free hand out and casts Mage Hand to bring over one of the bottles from the rock poolside bar. And she sort of leans forward and her hand sort of brushes the magic of one of the runes, and she like quickly pulls back. She's like, oh, no.
Ooh.
Mm.
You okay?
Oh, yes, if maybe we should, while Marcel is in the pool, dispel the runes.
Oh, yeah, actually, oh no, I would not want to boil our new friend immediately. That's probably a good idea. Good thinking. This is why you're hanging around while you're hanging around.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And she uncorks the bottle and takes like a big swig and passes it to Bertie.
Perfect.
Good job.
No.
You did well.
Jump to you too, my friend. I'll drink to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
And on that image, I think that is a good place to leave this scene.
Awesome.
Bye,
Sorry for
everyone.
listening, everyone.
Sorry for listening.
Thank
Hope
you
you
for
enjoy whatever's
listening.
next. If there's anything next, have a great week.
Goodbye.